Unified Facility Criteria Design Petroleum Facilities. Chapter 1 Introduction 1-1 Scope. The Unified Facility Criteria UFC002 contains general criteria for the standard procedures to design, construction, military, land-based facilities which receive, store, distribute, dispense liquid fuels. Is applicable to the handling of liquid petroleum gases and compressed natural gas to provide with the guidance for rehabilitation, deactivation, closure of fueling facilities. Support of the facilities are included with Facility Plate 0101. Provide assistance with identifying unified facility chapter numbers for specific fueling components. 1-2 Use of the UFC. The guidance for the contained in the Unified Facility Criteria is identified with the facility planners, engineers, architects, and individual project plan preparing engineering, construction, documentation. In addition, it is intended for use of the operation maintenance personnel as guidance, documentation, facility design, modification, and improvements. 1-3 Proposed purpose of criteria. The criteria accepted the Chapter 12, 13, 14 of the Unified Facility Criteria is intended for new construction only. Do not apply retroactively to the facilities existing at the time of the Unified Facility Criteria was issued. However, the criteria included the Chapter 12 and 13, 14, and they are applicable to modernize extendable, expanding existing facilities improvement that can be justified with the terms of obsolescence and expand operational requirements, safety, environmental compliance, excessive maintenance, and costs. Alright, 1-4, the Department of Defense Fuels Facilities Engineering Planning. The Unified Facility Criteria was updated by the Department of Defense Fuel Facility Engineering Panel. The group is an association with recognized by the Petroleum Oil Lubricants, or POL, experts primarily or engineering community devise the service of the ways to provide safe operation, effective economic fuel system. The panel will investigate and develop a recommendation standards for the facility's equipment, procedures for the storage, distribution, and dispensing of the aircraft, marine, and ground fuels. The panel will investigate the use of facility components for the Department of Defense installation, will serve the pool to exercise to assist with resolving the systematic petroleum, oils, and lubricant facility problems. It will also serve the forum to update the members of the new equipment of the Department of Defense service specific programs changing the affecting the fuel maintenance repair community. Refer to the Appendix C of the chapter Department of Defense Fuel Facilities Engineering for the information. 1-5 Service Headquarters Subject Matter Expertise, or SME. It is recognized that the policy obligation responsibility of the military branches may vary on minor points. Therefore, the consult with some subject matter expertise that appropriate for the service headquarters for interpretation for the purpose of interpretation of the Unified Facility Criteria for the subject matter is appropriate with the service headquarters as defined by the Army Headquarters, U.S. Corps Engineering, Petroleum Oils and Lubricant Facility proponent of the CECWC, Air Force Headquarters Fuels Engineering, AFCE, SAA, CAOA, through applicable major commands with the major cotton fuel engineering, Navy, Marine, Navy Petroleum Oil Lubricant Facility Subject Matter Expertise, Defense Engineering Support Center, the DESC, Defense Engineering Support Center, Facility Engineering Department Engineering Support Center, DESCWI. 1-6 Waivers. Specific interpretation of the waivers contact the appropriate headquarters subject matters and refer to the military standard 3007 for the waiver process. The substantive deviation for the Unified Facility Criteria must be presented with the appropriate service headquarters of the subject matter expertise, then reviewed, approved with the Department of Defense Fuel Facility Engineering Panel, preferably normal meeting with being prior to being carried further in the waiver process. The time does not permit the approval of the ban. It must be obtained polling in the voting members. The Department of Defense Fuel Facility Engineering Panel consists of a member through the above several service headquarters of subject matter expertise. 1-7 Related criteria. Other sources of the criteria related to petroleum facilities are identified in Appendix A. Reference to the reference noted with the latest edition unless otherwise stated. The UFC002 1-200-01 General Building Requirements provide applicability model building codes with the government unique criteria for the typical design disciplines, building systems, as well as accessibility, anti-terrorism, security, sustainability, safety, and use of the UFC. In addition, with the UFC 1-200-1 and 1, the UFC criteria government reference therein. 1-8 Policy. The design petroleum fuel facilities to meet the operational management requirements of the command of the facility located, as well as to meet the applicable federal, state, and local regulations concerning environmental health and safety, fire protection, applicant issues. 1.9 Reference standards. The execution agency issuing contract to design or construction services will directly use the standard guides if the guide specific and definite drawings. In other situations where the standards are not readily available, to contact appropriate service headquarters assistance with obtaining these documentations. 110 project outside of the continental United States. 110.1 NATO standard. The field projects outside of the continental United States and NATO North Atlantic Treaty Organization country review that comply with the appropriate NATO documentations. 110.2 non-NATO project field projects located outside continents not only in the NATO country used within the unified criteria. Applicable service policy and host nation standards is more stringent. Chapter 2 General Design Information.